Hi friends, welcome back to Teaching in Room 9, our region's largest classroom. My name is Julia and I'm one of the second grade teachers at the Soulard School. But here for Teaching in Room 9, all my lessons focus on math for second graders. Welcome back friends. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm so excited to be here with you again today and I cannot wait to jump right in and do some more learning here together. All right, so before we get started, we're going to start with our mindful minute exercise. This week, our mindfulness exercises are just going to focus on taking some deep, mindful breaths. And I'm going to talk to you about different tools that you can use in order to try to manage your anxiety. Anxiety is just when you start to feel really overwhelmed, stressed out, like everything is just too much. You can do a me too at home if you feel like that from time to time. I know that I definitely feel this way from time to time as well. So it's good for us to kind of take a moment, take some deep breaths here together and talk about some of those different things that we can do in order to help sort of keep those feelings at bay and really help to recenter and focus our bodies so that we can get on with our day. All right, friends, so if you're sitting down like me, I'd like you to sit up nice and straight and tall, your shoulders back. Open up your airways, try to relax any tension you might be feeling in your chest, shoulders, forehead, jaw. We're gonna take a deep breath in through our nose, counting to 3, and out through our mouth, counting to 3. All right, take a deep breath in, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice job, friends. Go ahead and continue to take those deep breaths together in and out. And just kind of keep your ears open so you can hear some of these different strategies we'll talk about. So the first one is a great thing to do to help manage your anxiety is exercise, yoga, or stretching. I'm sure a lot of you realize this or maybe do this already in your day or your week, and you try to incorporate those different movement activities into your daily basis. If you do, that is amazing. If you're like me, you definitely try to, but sometimes you kind of forget, right? So it's important for us to remember to just take a moment, take a deep breath, stretch your legs. I know a lot of times when I've been working hard all day, I tend to not really stretch and I feel really tight. And so stretching really loosens those muscles. Same thing with yoga is a great way to stretch your body, loosening your muscles so that you can kind of get that blood flowing through all those parts of your body. It helps your brain to be able to focus and work better. Also taking a walk, getting some exercise around your neighborhood, remembering to take movement breaks if you're distance learning at home, and just really keeping in mind how important it is that we take care of our body and make really good choices so that we can stay healthy. Another activity that you can do in order to try to manage your anxiety or your stress is journaling. So this can look like all sorts of different things. You can just be writing in about your day. Maybe if you start to feel those big feelings kind of become overwhelming, you may take a time to set aside that worry time. And then you will take that moment to journal how you are feeling in that present moment. And then you can set that journal away, setting your worry time away so that you are able to come back and recenter and focus. Journaling can also look like so many different things. I try to write in a gratitude journal on a daily basis so that I remember to try to be grateful for things that I have in my life, or even just journaling about different things that make you feel proud of who you are and all of the wonderful things that you do. All right, friends, you did such an amazing job taking those deep breaths together and letting me talk to you about some of these different strategies. And maybe you're already using some of them at home. Maybe some of these are brand new. And sometimes it's just good to have a reminder. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into our lessons for this week. Our learning objective for all of our lessons this week is going to be this. I can use the relationship between addition and subtraction to solve. So we've been working so hard on using number lines and open number lines and fact families, and really using all of these different strategies for us to be able to solve addition and subtraction equations. So what I really want to do this week is to try to sort of bring it all back together. Let's make that connection between the two. And a great way to do that is kind of through our fact families. We will be using number lines again to practice solving, but what I really want you to focus on is trying to be able to see and understand and then use your understanding of that addition and subtraction and the relationship between the two in order to figure out how to solve these problems. And in doing all of that, we're also going to practice making 10, and we'll make a 10 first in order to make a friendly number, and then we will solve after that. So all of our lessons this week will focus on that relationship between addition and subtraction, using that understanding in order to solve, and making 10, breaking apart add-ins or the number that you are subtracting, breaking them down into smaller numbers that you can put together to get 10, and then solve. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Because we are talking about making a 10, I thought it would be a really good idea for us to review this chart that we've gone through here together. So you can't really see it's squished up top here. It's cut off a little bit, but it says decompose 10. And again, decompose is just breaking down. We are going to break down 10 in all these different ways. And if you remember from one of my lessons before, I sing a little song to help us remember. So we're going to do that as well. And you can also see that you have both of the yellow and the red. So down here in the yellow, you see all yellow and no red. So that would be 10 yellows and 0 red. So 0 plus 10 equals 10. And then the opposite, the reverse, is on the top. So all of the red, all 10 red plus 0 yellow also give us 10. And then we meet right in the center for that 5 plus 5. All right, I hope that you remember this song. If not, maybe this singing together will help to jog your memory. If you do remember, I hope that I hear all of my friends singing along with me at home. All right, let's go. 10 and 0, 9 and 1, 8 and 2, 8 and 2, 7 and 3, 6 and 4, 5 and 5, 5 and 5. Nice job, friends. Do you guys remember when we sang that one here together? It's just a nice, easy, catchy way for us to remember those different strategies in order to make 10, because this is going to come in handy as we are working through our problems here to solve this week. So now I'm going to take this guy out of our way, and we'll practice that again tomorrow together. And we're going to focus on one strategy in particular. You might recognize these little pieces from the chart and the visuals that I used last week in order for us to solve. So we're going to kind of hone in or narrow in on this one strategy. It is break up one add-in and then add it in a different order. So we're going to be using this strategy to solve each of these different equations here together. All right. Are you guys ready? We are going to go ahead and jump right in. So since this week is the election, this is a really, really big, important week for our country. So I thought we could kind of incorporate that election and that voting process into our lessons here this week. So we are going to pretend that we are voting for a class president. So we're here together. Maybe it's a second grade class president. So we are going to use our number lines and fact families in order for us to solve for our class president. So the first problem that we're going to solve is our addition problem of 17 plus 15. All right, so I had 17 people that voted for candidate A. We'll just call them candidate A and candidate B. So 17 people voted for candidate A. And then 15 people voted for candidate B. I want to know, how many votes did I get in all? How many kids in the class voted that day for our candidate? So we're going to, again, use our number line and breaking apart one addend in order to solve. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to break apart the number here that we're adding together, which is 15. Let's break down 15. We can easily break that into our tens and our ones, right? So if we broke down 15 into tens and ones, how many tens and ones would we have? I heard a friend say there is 1 10 in 15. So we've got 1 10 and 5 ones. You're absolutely right. Nice job, friends. Now I'm going to take that 5 and break it down even further. Now I'm going to break my 5 into 3 and 2. There's lots of different ways we can break down 5 or break down 15. But I decided to break it down in this way, and let me show you why. So we're going to start at 17, which is right here. All right, so now I see right off of the bat that 17 is pretty close to a friendly number. And you can see our vocabulary down here. Friendly number, again, just a reminder, is when we have that nice, clean, even number. So usually like tens is kind of where we want to go for our friendly numbers. So if I have 17, I want to get to that next 10. What is the next 10? What's that closest number to 17 to make it that even friendly number? Yes, yes, you guys are doing so amazing with this. You're absolutely right. 17 is so close to 20. So here's 20 right here. We're going to make a little jump of our 3 up to 20. So that I have that nice, even, friendly number for us to be able to solve. So now I've used this 3. Now I want to be able to add on with my, my big numbers. So once we get to that friendly number, then it's a good idea to try to add on to some of these bigger numbers. So our next biggest number is 10. So now I'm going to add on another 10. If I add on 10 from 20, what number do I get? You are absolutely right. If you got 30, you nailed it. If not, no worries. We're here to stretch our brain together, friends. All right, so now I did my 10. I did my 3. Now what left do I have still to add on? Yes, I see that a friend noticed that I still haven't added on those 2. So I need to add on 1 ribbit, 2 ribbit for our 2's here. So it went from 30 to 31 and landed at 32. Nice job, friends. You're absolutely right. It landed at 32. You are amazing, friends. Nice job. So we already figured out that 17 friends voted for candidate A, 15 friends voted for candidate B, making a total of 32 votes all together. Nice job. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to subtract. So let's kind of get rid of these A's and B's here. So, and we're going to use our understanding of our relationship between addition and subtraction for us to be able to solve here together. So 32 is where I'm going to start at, right? Because if I'm on a number line and I'm adding, I'm going this way on the number line where my numbers are getting bigger. And when I'm subtracting, I go back this way where my numbers are getting smaller. All right, so we're at 32. Now, last time we added 15. So this time I want to take away 15. Okay, so we've got 15. We want to take away 15. Now, I'm having a hard time remembering, friends. How did we break apart that 15 again? Yeah, I hear one friend saying that they remember that we broke it down into tens and ones. You're totally right. If we broke down 15 into tens and ones, we'd have 110. And how many ones? You nailed it. 5 ones. Nice job, friends. And then we did something else after this, didn't we? I think we maybe broke it down again even more. How would we break it down again even more so that we have those nice friendly numbers? Good memory. I hear a friend saying that we broke down that 5 into 3 and 2 as well. Nice memory, friends. You guys are following along with me so nicely. So now I'm going to use my blue dry erase marker for subtraction so you guys can easily see. So if we're starting at 32 here, okay, so now instead of going this way, we're going backwards. 32 minus 15. So if I'm at 32, I think the first thing I want to do is to try to get to that friendly number. What's the next friendly number that's really close to 32? Yes, nice job, friends. 32 is so close to 30, right? So I want to do that 2 there so that I can go back to that even number, that nice friendly number of 30. So same thing, I'm going to hop back 2. So now I've already done my 2 here. Now I'm at 30, right? Okay, so now that I'm at 30 at that friendly number, this is a great time now to do those bigger numbers. So I'm gonna go back and do that 10 again. So I did that 10 and jumped backwards again, taking me from 30 to what number? You got it, 20. Nice job. So now I did my 10 and I did my 2. What other number do I need to subtract still? Do you see it down there? Yes, it's that 3. You guys are so observant. Nice job. It's this 3 right here, right? We broke down 5 into 3 and 2. We already did the 2, so now it's time to do that 3. So again, we do that 3, and now I ended up at what number? Yes, I ended up at 17. Do you guys see how we did this here together? We used this strategy at the top. We broke apart that addend into tens and ones, and we broke it down in a way that we could add in a different order or subtract in a different order, and then we could use those friendly numbers. And I'm noticing here something special on our number line. So we started at 17, right? That was our first candidate, candidate A. And we knew that we had 15 people that voted for candidate B. So we needed to solve to figure out how many votes did we have in all. So 17, and we broke down 15 into 10, 3, and 2, gave us a total of 32 votes. So here's our 32 votes. Then we used our understanding of addition and subtraction to basically just reverse exactly what we just did. So we started at 32 votes. Okay, so I know I have 32 votes here. I'm gonna go backwards on the number line since we're subtracting. I'm gonna take away those 15 votes for candidate B. So how many votes did we get for candidate A? And we did that same process. We broke about 15 in the exact same way. We made the same jumps back, giving us a total of 17 votes for candidate A. You guys are amazing. All right, now let's solve the exact same problem to finish up our fact family here. So we've kind of started our fact family already, right? A fact family is 4 equations, 2 addition and 2 subtraction that use those same 3 numbers. In fact, families are a really great way to see relationships between numbers. And I felt like that was perfect for this week since we're focusing on a relationship between addition and subtraction. All right, so now I gotta figure out, let me make sure I have my little arrows on our number line this time. Okay, so I did 17 plus 15 gave me a total of 32. So now this time I'm gonna do 15 is where I'm gonna start out, those votes for candidate B. Now I need to add on those 17. So let's write it out here, 15 plus the 17 votes for candidate A. So now I gotta break apart 17. What's a way that we could break apart the number 17? Nice job. I'm hearing some friends say you could break it down into tens and ones. If we did that, how many tens and how many ones would we have in the number 17? Yes, you guys are getting so amazing at this. If I broke down 17, I can see right here I've got 1 10 and 7 ones. But now I want to break it down again even further, just like I did the last time with the 15. So I'm going to look at my ones, my 7 ones. There's a handful of different ways that we could get 7, right? What are some of the ways that you know that we could get 7? I think I heard a friend say 6 and 1 and 1 and 6. Amazing. What's another way we could get 7? I heard another friend. They said 3 and 4 and 4 and 3. You're absolutely right. What's another way we could get 7? I think I heard a friend say 5 and 2. You're absolutely right. That's the one that I'm thinking of for this as well. So let's go ahead and write those down. 5 and 2. All right. So now we want to add 15 votes for candidate B, 17 votes for candidate A, and we've broken down the 17, right? Because that's that strategy we're using here. We broke it down into tens and ones, 1 10, 7 ones, then we broke down those ones into 5 and 2. So now, I'm at 15 here. I want to get to a friendly number. What friendly number do you think I should try to get to? I heard a friend say 20. If you said 20, pat yourself on the back. That is amazing. 20 is a nice even number, isn't it? And it's really close to 15 as well. So if I jumped up from 15, 1 hop, to 20, how many did I hop there? How many does it take to get from 15 to 20? Nice job, friends. It would take a hop of 5 to go from 15 to 20. Maybe you're super confident in your skip counting by 5 skills, so you knew right away, okay, 15, next one up, 5 from up from there, it would give me 20. So now I've done our 5 here, okay? So we've done that. Now I'm at 20. So remember, I said once we get to this big number, what's the next step you think I should take? What should I add on next? Let's see, I've got 2 and I've got a 10 next. Which one do you think I should add? Should I go from 20 to 22? I could do it that way. But when I'm at a friendly number, I usually like to then add on my biggest number. So let's go ahead and do that 10 together. We jump up from 10, or up 10 from 20. Here's our 10, and we landed at what number? What's 10 more than 20? You guys are so amazing. You're absolutely right. 30 is 10 more than 20. All right, so now I've done my 10. I've done my 5 of my 7, so I'm just missing one little guy left. Who's our little friend left here? Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's our 2. We've got to do this last little 2 here. So then we go 1, 2, up from 30. And if we go up 2 from 30, what do we get? Yes, you got it, friends. 32. I am so close to solving our fact family now, friends. I just have one more subtraction equation. Okay, so we know that we start, let me scoop this friend down here. All right, we start with our biggest number, right? When we're adding or doing that last subtraction problem in our fact family. Okay, so now I want to start at 32. So here's my 32 right here. Okay, so this time I added in 17. So now I want to take away 17. How did we break up 17 again? I can't seem to remember. I don't know what's going on today, friends. 17, how did I do it? Did you say tens and ones? Oh, you are so smart, friends. You're really good at breaking down numbers. If I broke down 17, again, I break it down into tens and ones, 1 10, and our 7 ones. Then how did I break it down even more? You guys must really be paying attention and listening with your whole body. Thank you so much for all your hard work. 5 and 2. You're absolutely right. All right, so let's get out our blue marker here for our subtraction. So we start at 32. Okay, so I want to get to my first friendly number. What's the friendly number that's so close to 32? Do you see it here on the board? Yeah, I see it too. Let's jump back 2, right, friends? We jump back those 2 to 32. So now I've done my 2 here. Now it's time for me to subtract that biggest number. So our number here, the next biggest number we need to break, to go backwards from or to subtract, again, 10. So I went from 32 to 30, then from 30 to 20. Now how do I get to the number I need to go? What's the last thing that I have to subtract? You see it? You're absolutely right, friends. It's this 5 here, giving me that answer of 15. You guys are amazing. Do you see how we solved our fact family here? And we were able to reverse the process that we did for addition, for subtraction as well. We're gonna practice this more each day together this week, and hopefully you'll start to feel really comfortable and confident in being able to solve. But you guys did amazing. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.